Hey man, how's it going?
Oh, I have had a week.
I'll bet. Work
I
still?
worked I worked on the day off that I should have had off, but I needed to do to get us back on track because we would
Yep.
have been falling behind. There's people who are in school right now, and there's people who have time off, and it's just throwing everyone out of loop or whatever, out of sync. So I'm doing
Mm,
extra work. I think I worked an extra few hours this week, which I wasn't prepared for. So I even had to
mm.
get up an hour early. Threw off my entire time.
Brutal, brutal.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
about you?
no, yeah. Normal week for me. Back and forth here and there. It's all good, but yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to Bite My Shiny Metal Cast, the show where we discuss Futurama and all things Futurama, of course. And we are discussing the last episode of the new Hulu season, or the new Hulu part, or whatever you want to call it, the White Hole. Um,
Season
yeah,
10 or 13 or 52,
whatever it
who knows?
is. Yes. So this episode is fine. It is
I like it because
nothing.
it's just the characters are themselves in it, but like it's one of those things where
Yeah.
here's an episode with an awesome idea, and we're gonna take it away. You don't know the results.
Yeah. Well, it was also it's kind of one of those things where you put all the characters into a bag, right? And it's like, okay, we need this character to what are the fine elements of what make this character do what for the Planet
Oh,
Express, right? And we get to see kind of like who is the most necessary in this show.
yes,
And
Scruffy
Scruffy.
and Leela. No, yeah, Scruffy and Leela. I
Scruffy
think
and
those
Leela. I
were.
think Scruffy's like in the thousands of some sort, right? And yeah, Fry's up there too, but most of the time it's Scruffy.
No. I got the numbers right here. If you want to look at, if you
Yeah,
want to
okay,
say
sure,
them.
go for it.
All
Yep.
right.
Read 'em up.
So basically, they were cloned a certain amount of times in this episode. We'll go more into it later. But Scruffy was cloned 1,959 times. Then
Yep.
it was Leela at 1,218 times.
There we
Then
go.
Bender at 929 times. Then Amy 721. Hermes 510. Fry 330. The Professor 101. And then Zoidberg 5.
Five. Yeah. He was like the lowest of the low. Wonderful. Yeah, no, and yeah, as you just said, we'll get into what those numbers mean anyway. But I'm sure for the people who've listened to this and also watched the episode, I'm sure they're up for it. But yeah, when it comes to our predictions thing, I think you and I we both knew the idea of what the white hole was. I think you had brought up the idea that the white hole is indeed the opposite of a black hole. Instead of
Yeah,
sucking
there it
things
was.
in, it pushes stuff out.
Yeah,
I had an idea maybe because we've seen a black hole in the past in the show
I like that
before,
one.
maybe something would have come out from there, but
A Flight
obviously
to
it was
Remember.
yeah,
Yeah.
flight to remember, but obviously that wasn't the case. It was literally just a brand new thing, and yeah, I think
Well,
we were modest with our prediction ratings, right? Like I think it wasn't too high, but
here's my quick question for you then,
yeah,
because you and I, your prediction for this was that it was going to be a continuation of an older episode.
I thought it
How,
might lead from something from there. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
out of this season, how many did that? None of them did, right?
Um. Yes. No, I don't think any of them were really well. Okay, Murderoni, kind of, but not
Okay, yeah,
really. Kind of
that
breaks kind of continuity because of that. But
I would give you that one because that one does use characters and ideas or just the situation or whatever from an older one.
yeah.
But I still wouldn't count that. But like looking at the last season, if
Mhm.
this was a continuation of the Titanic episode of Flight to Remember,
Yeah.
do you think it would have been good?
Well,
I
it
would
would have.
I would argue no because of the
Yeah.
track record that we've seen, they can't do a continuation. The only one that was
Yeah.
passable was the one with the Leela. No, sorry,
Children of the
Amy and
Lesser
Kip's
Bog.
kids. Yeah, Children
Yeah.
of the Lesser Bog.
Yeah, I would say that if it were, well, originally the idea was if we had the Duchess, I think it was the Duchess, right? She had come
Yeah,
out of the white hole and then she's seen things and maybe she wanted revenge on Bender or something. So there are plays that you could have had on that. And then she would have got really pissed. Oh, no, she would have come out. She would have been really upset with him, but then she would have been like kind of on the brinking edge of like wanting to kill him or something. And then it turns out that he hucked her like necklace the whole time,
which was fake, man.
which was fake. And then that's when she that goes over the edge, and then she plans to like kill him and the rest of the crew for like abandoning her in the black hole. That is like an idea for it. It could have been like a fun little finale type of episode, but you're
Bender
right.
dying
Probably,
or something. Yeah,
or like just being hunted, just being
yeah.
hunted because she was like everything, right? She was part of the yacht club and she had a bunch of
She was
money
part
and did all
yacht.
this stuff, right? So I think it would have been kind of an interesting thing, but obviously that's off the top of my head. Would it have been
Yeah,
good?
yeah.
Probably not.
No.
But I can't think of any other. any other thing we would have had with a black hole doing that. But in any case, why don't we do? I'll do a brief
The
synopsis of
actual
the
episode.
episode. Yes, of this episode, and I'll make it very brief because it is quite easy to get through, and then we'll go through our positives and negatives. So the episode basically starts off as you would expect. The crew is together, all this stuff, and one of the first times actually in a while we've seen Bender kind of being sneaky thief Bender or whatever. In any case, he's robbing the chicken lawyer, but a white hole appears in the sky, and everybody on sorry, not on Earth, but everybody in Universe 6. So apparently we're in Universe 6. Okay, so maybe this will come back in the future. We don't know.
Oh no.
But anyways,
Multiverse? No,
whatever.
no.
We know there's we know there's a multiverse. We've been to one.
We do, yeah.
So
The
we've been to
Cowboys.
multiples, yeah. So anyways, this is Universe 6, and out of 12 or more, or whatever the white hole actually says, and it basically says like you guys can choose eight or more, no, seven or more people. I think it's like 8 or fewer, whatever it is, about 8 people, which is exactly the amount of the Planet Express crew, to join from your universe. Okay, the entire universe, 8 people, to go and witness the birth of a brand new universe. And I'm going to bring like 8 people from each universe or whatever. All you have to do is get to me. So, of course, Earth is the only one that really focus on. Who knows if other planets were trying this, but in any case,
Yeah,
Earth is there.
Mars, Omicron,
Yeah,
Slurm.
but we find out that, as the professor knows, is that there's the chronotons, I believe they're called. The chronotons kind of make a return. So it's kind
Yep.
of one of those things.
It's a
And
reference and very quick
reference
reference.
from before. And the chronotons basically age people very quickly. Okay. So what has happened is if anybody goes into a ship and flies towards the white hole, they were aged like thousands and thousands of years or whatever, hundreds of years before they even leave the atmosphere kind of thing, whenever they get up there.
Yeah, the kids they sent age 80 years, I think
Something
it was.
like that. So
Yeah. So they didn't even make it very far.
exactly. So the professor wants to go, but of course he's very old and his crew is all, adults, so they can't really go without fear of dying. So they decide to send a bunch of kids. And then they go up there. They don't go up there very far, and they come back, and they're like 80 years old. One of them dies of like old
I
age.
do like that. Trex McNeil did a good job on the kids
the
there.
old version of the little girl. Yeah. So, any case, Professor and Bubblegum Tate, who we find out is actually the chief like astronomy person of the president of Earth, rather space or whatever it is, because he's a
something like that.
physicist, right?
Yeah.
So he works with the professor again, and they do this thing like, okay, what you need to do is we have to put you into this kind of cryo sleep that will prevent you and your crew from aging long enough for you to get to that point. And then when you get to the area to witness the new universe, you'll be able to come right back and you won't have any issue with the aging because you'll just kind of go through it or whatever. So Professor and Bubblegum Tate create this whole situation. They have a ship that will propel the Planet Express ship into space, and of course the whole crew, including Scruffy, will go into these cryogenic kind of tubes, kind of like Han Solo's carbonite thing, but a little bit different. And they put them all in there. The Carbonera. They put them all in there, and basically they'll wait out the millions of years to get their ship time. It's only going to be 15 minutes basically for planet Earth. So they all leave. There's
perfect runtime for the cartoon.
Exactly. There's this fun little segment from all of them. They're getting on the ship and they're doing all this stuff, and then everybody's watching from an audience view and everything, watching to make sure the ship doesn't blow up or anything. So ship goes into space, and we cut to, of course, the crew, and they are going thousands of years in the future. Now, as the ship is going through space, obviously time takes wear and tear on the ship. So what has happened is the professor has rigged it so that there's like a hologram of him that has also made a biological creating printer, like 3D printer kind of thing that can recreate the characters for the needs that they are for in the regular workspace, right? So this is what you and I were talking about, Mitchell, being like 1,100 or whatever. So we go through this whole episode, and every time there's a problem, such as like a leak, or somebody needs to clean something, or somebody needs to count something, or there's a monster yogurt thing,
that was funny.
We get people to get printed out, and then they get like a little number on their chest, which signifies how many times they've been used. So, cut to the very end, we see that the last group of the printables who were there to make sure everything was good for the real team, their last job was to reveal the real team or unleash the real team from their Carbonera, but they decide against it because they're like, we did all the work. Well, technically, the clone printable things did all the work. So they decide to do it, even though they're only going to last like 5 minutes because they die very, very quickly. They get into their little ship to go witness the new universe, and they disappear with the liquid and everything, which means that our normal crew basically went on this trip for nothing, and they were in there that thousand or millions of year carbon era thing in their time for nothing, and they end up landing back on Earth. Everybody's like, "Oh, what happened? What was it like for the new universe?" And they can't explain it because they didn't see anything, and they get their medals anyway, and that's basically it. The white hole disappears. Um, there's a lot of funny things in this episode. Like, don't get me wrong, the synopsis was very, very quick, but it's just you can't really talk about it without,
Every
going
individual
from
thing that
one
happened on
individual
there.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like every time we see Scruffy's one cleaning or he's fixing something. Fry's there to make sure somebody gets something, like a sandwich, or like make sure they get their broom or something to be cleaned up. Amy is there to make sure everybody's cheered up. Leela's there for
Yeah.
like any leadership stuff, and then
After rewatching
Zoidberg
it,
was
she
there.
had nothing.
Yeah,
She had nothing.
basically. And then Zoidberg was basically there just for any like eating something or making sure that something needed to be taken care of. Like very, very random stuff.
Five. There was five Zoidbergs all
Oh my
together,
God. And
and like
three of them were
four of them.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
four of them were made. One got
Yeah.
eaten by the thing right away, and then three went and ate the yogurt machine and started eating. One of
And
them
then they started
ate
eating
the
each other.
crew. Yeah,
And then Bender was there to fix stuff that was on the outside of the ship because obviously he's a robot, right? Or
yeah.
or to bend something because he's a bender. So yes, there's a lot of these things. It was fun. Like I have no real qualm with the episode actually. Like it was a very,
I think it was a fun
beat by
standard
beat,
episode, but
yeah,
like
beat by beat
it was
episode.
kind of it was like this character does this. Let's have fun with that. This
Mhm.
character has this, does this. Let's go fun with it. And the episode's over. Cool.
Yes.
Did anything happen? No, not really.
Nope. Nothing that could be talked about in the future because the main characters never saw anything.
Yeah,
Right.
canon wise, nothing happened. Yeah,
Yeah.
technically, I would say.
Yeah. Whatever happened to that crew? Oh, because like the printable crew that got onto that little ship to go and see the new universe, they died within seconds of seeing it. Like they're
Yeah.
gone, they're dust. So like they aged very, very quickly as they were getting into the ship. So it's an interesting premise. I think it was another nice kind of like sci-fi esque type of episode that it doesn't feel like a finale to a season, but it does feel like kind of a mid-season point that could have been just a fun episode. It's very reminiscent of All the
Meanwhile,
Way
in my
Down.
opinion, all the way down. Yeah, sorry,
All
all
the
the
way
way
down.
down. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Yes,
Which
that
one were
one.
you saying?
I said meanwhile, but
Oh,
I thought
meanwhile.
it
No,
was
no.
all the way down. It was
All the way down.
all the
Yeah.
way down. Yeah,
All the way down. So I think that one, and All the Way Down, although not our favorite episode, obviously, but it was still a very well made
yeah,
sci-fi
it was a better
episode.
one than other ones for that season.
That's true.
Yes.
And then this one was made by Verone, right? Patrick M. Verone, who of course has
For
done,
one, Veroni, yeah.
who's done quite a few credited a lot of few episodes. So, any case, positives and negatives. So, what are your positives for this one?
It was fun. It was fun to see the characters be themselves in the episode and stuff like that. It was fun to see Zoidberg go 400 pounds of yogurt. I ate all that. No wonder why I'm still hungry.
So hungry.
I think
Yeah.
it was very funny, and I do also like the time loop almost that Scruffy got put in because he would clean up bones and
Yeah.
he'd put in the garbage, and then
No
he
time
himself
for
would turn
Scruffy.
into bones. Yeah,
Right.
no infinite loops for Scruffy as he throws himself into the bin
Into the
and
garbage can as he
crumbles.
yeah. But he brings the broom and the dustpan with him so they get shot out
Yeah.
of space as well. Yeah. No, I agree. There's a lot of fun things. There's also like a lot of fun jokes. I love that like the shock and horror as some of the printables are coming out, like Fry. So he comes at like the Fry printable, whatever number it was, and he comes there to give Hermes a sandwich, like the printable Hermes a sandwich, but Hermes can't even eat the sandwich in the time, so he decomposes. And then Fry's like, "Wait, that was my purpose, was to give somebody a sandwich." And then he decomposes. So there's a lot of dark
There's
humor in this episode,
a little
actually.
bit. That reminds me of a Rick and Morty episode where Rick makes a little robot and the robot goes, "What
Yeah,
is my
what's your
purpose?
purpose?
You
Yeah.
pass the butter." Oh my
Oh,
god.
and he's like depressed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's basically what this is. It's a bunch of butter machines that have to pass the butter. Yeah, and that's what
Yeah,
they do.
yeah. Because there's a
Yeah,
couple times you see like Leela and she's just kind of there driving the ship, even though it's like self-driving. It doesn't make sense.
just to make
Um,
sure they're on course. On
yeah,
course.
something
Yes,
like
that's what.
that. Yeah, it's
I mean,
just there's
Amy clearly had the worst job, though. She was
oh
like,
yeah,
"I'm
yeah.
here just to make everybody feel best or make them
She,
feel better about their lives."
yeah,
And
she
then
just had a little like party horn that should blow, and Fry's like, "That did make me feel better."
yeah,
She
she
disintegrate.
disappears. Yeah.
Yeah,
So a lot of positives, and I think it's a lot of the because this is literally it. You throw the characters into this, you take them out for their little independent, like if somebody was new to the show, they couldn't watch this episode like and understand what made this funny,
Yeah,
right? Like
what
you
character
can't see
is
it.
supposed to be?
It's very, what it reminded me of a lot of as well is the in one of the uh What If Machine episodes, anthology of what is it, anthology of interest. I think there's like when you have these little episodes where you have like the characters have to be in like one segment for like 5 minutes and you have to really get to their point. The episode where they have like Leela gets her just a little bit
Confidence.
more, not confidence, her
Oh, sorry.
what is that when she's
Oh, I don't know now.
impulsiveness, when she's a little bit more
Impulsiveness. Yes.
impulsive, and everybody's like, hey, let's all do the thing that we would do if we were in this position, right? And so everybody's in that kind of situation. That's kind of what this episode is, except it's longer and there's multiples of them doing what they do. So I think that was good. Negatives of it is I mean, it's not really a
We
negative,
didn't
I
see
guess.
the
It's
new
more of
universe. We didn't see the new universe. Like we didn't get to
yeah,
see that fun bit and stuff like
yeah,
that. The whole purpose of the episode, the concept of a white hole bringing us a new
yeah.
universe. Again, great idea, different
Mm,
execution.
not the same. Yeah, not the execution we would have expected from a title like that. I guess like
Yeah,
the white hole is what they're trying to get to, but and again, yeah, we were left empty because we don't actually see what the white hole
blue
is,
balled.
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we
blue
got blue
balled,
balled
right?
again. Yeah.
Exactly. It's also, I mean, because in the other one, in the late Philip J. Fry, and we see the end of the universe, and then we see a new Big Bang right after that. Like they actually have already
Oh.
kind of shown this kind of thing before, so I don't know why they don't just kind of have like a highlight of it, or all of them could see it rather than just disappear into the hole and then they just go away.
And
Um,
then literally just come back saying we can't even describe it or something like that. Like it's undescribable or something like some kind of professor way to say that. Even Fry's like, I saw something, but something
yeah,
happened. I
or
don't
they,
know. It
yeah,
was beautiful, like a sandwich or something like that.
right, something
From
ridiculous.
every one of them would say like maybe like you could even have like Hermes go yes like a manwich or something like that.
Right. Oh yeah, you could have had them explain it the way that they would have explained it based on who the characters were, right?
Yeah,
Like
but like
Hermes would have said, like,
undescribable.
"Oh,
Like
is a wonderful."
it's
It's like a green snake in a beautiful man, with like something like this,
yes
right?
yeah.
And then the professor says something like scientifically mumbo jumbo. Amy says something cutesy. Zoidberg says something food related. Like they all have a different way of explaining or describing what the universe like was like.
It
That
could
would
have
have been a
been
good
fun like
ending,
that. Yeah,
actually.
that's all
But
you need to do, and that gives us a closure.
yeah,
We aren't blue balled. Like we the viewers don't have to see it. They could have literally have viewed in, and it just could have been a flash of white light, and they come back down on Earth
mhm,
saying this
yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
It's not here's a candy. Oh wait, no, you don't get it,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Like here's the title name of the episode is the candy, but we never actually get to have the candy. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And it's
yeah.
funny as well because I made this comment when we were doing our original predictions video and when we talked about, because in the trailer and we had I think it was for the Numberland Gap, you do see the white hole, but it's not the white hole that we're referencing, or at least that white
No,
hole was never like they never bring it back, right? So I was like, oh, maybe this is the white hole that we're going to see in the white hole, and it's going to lead into the Numberland Gap kind of universe again. This is before we actually watched the episode, obviously, but when we saw the episode, I'm like, oh, maybe this will make a return. No, nothing to do with it. So they had like two white holes in this universe or in this series, this season or whatever, and they're both kind of lead to nothing
meh.
in
Yeah,
both ways. So yeah, it's kind of a negative on that regard. I'd also say it's it is a fun episode. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just yeah, one of those episodes, one of those things. Very much like All the Way Down. Very much like that.
yeah.
So if you liked All the Way Down, if you loved All the Way Down, you'd probably love this one just for the
Ah,
chic scientific science
I
fiction
mean
type of idea.
the what is it? The in between the lines sound much better than the actual lines, if that makes sense. Because Meanwhile was a lot like that kind of thing. Like, oh, is that the real Bender, or is that our Bender, or is it a Bender from
Not
above?
meanwhile,
Which one
all
are
the
we
way
watching?
down, all the way
Damn
down.
it! Yes, yeah, all the way down. Sorry, it's
Meanwhile,
just
the
it
series
feels
finale before, yeah,
yeah,
all the way down.
all the way down. Just
Yeah, is that
has
our
that like
Bender?
in
Is it our
between the
Bender? Right?
lines,
But this one has no questions, right? We know what happened to the
kind
principal.
of.
We know, yeah, that these guys did not
Yeah.
see it, right? Yeah, that's
But
true.
it's the thought of it, right? Like they're going to another universe to see it. We don't
Yeah,
see it ourselves, so it's that's what I'm saying. But it's in between the lines. It's
sure.
you don't actually see it.
Yeah,
And it's just one of those things that just make to me it looks like we're smarter than we are because we made you think, but
mhm,
we don't know what you're thinking. But what we wrote was okay.
sure.
So really, your thinking is why we're so good.
Okay. I think what you mean to say is that whatever you guys make of this episode was our intention, even though if we don't outright say that was our intention, right?
More or less that, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Just like any idea that you had that was great is actually our
That's what
idea.
we meant. Yeah.
We made you think that, so
Yeah.
therefore it's our idea.
Right. Right. So yeah, you can pull apart a lot of these things, a lot of the things in this episode based on like the characters' motivations and what they do in the show. I do. I mean, another positive for it, I do love like the number differences amongst them. Like you get to see like Scruffy happens to be the most important person in the Planet Express when it comes to traveling in a ship, and Zoidberg is the least important. It's just it
And
works this way.
then what was it, Fry? I can't remember now.
Leela,
No,
Leela.
it was
Oh,
Zoidberg, Fry,
oh, I see.
Farnsworth, then Fry.
Then yeah,
For
and then
least.
yeah, Bender, Leela. Oh, sorry, Bender, Amy, Leela, then Scruffy, right? Oh no, Hermes is
Yeah.
in there too. That doesn't matter.
Yeah. From top down, Scruffy, Leela, Bender, Amy, Hermes, Fry, Professor, and Zoidberg.
There you go. So even the professor isn't used as much as majority of the characters, right?
Well,
So
I wonder if that's because the hologram professor is technically the professor.
no, because he can't do anything. He can only give them the
No, yeah.
instructions, right? So
Yeah, but you can still come up with
professor would have
ideas
been.
and stuff.
We actually didn't see what the professor was needed for at the time that he was brought in.
We
So
did see him once or twice, I think, but that was just it.
mhm.
Just him to say something scientific, even though the hologram could have said it.
Sure.
Yeah,
or,
it was a little
or you know
confusing.
what? To fix something within the cabin or something that they needed to be fixed if they were to like blow up or something. He needed to be there because he's the only one that knows. But hard to say. But yeah, I guess like yeah, positives and negatives for that. It's quite it's a good episode. It's just doesn't really do much outside for the Futurama universe. Yeah, I would say this episode's probably a 7 out of 10. I'd go higher than what our predictions were. I think we both said 6. I would say 7. I think it was fun. I would watch it again, but it's not really one that I go to watch. How
Yeah,
about you?
yeah. I mean, no, I'd like it. I'd watch it over again. Like I said, the characters were funny. They were themselves. They
Mhm.
weren't like out of character. They were in character. I liked it, and I would probably put this in the top half at least of this season. There's only 10 episodes,
Yeah,
and
that,
I'd put.
I think
Oh,
we.
geez,
Yeah, I mean,
where would I put this one? It's
well,
again top
think
half, but
about
I'm
it.
just trying to
Think
think about
about
it.
it. Yeah, because we'll do one more longer term video for discussing the whole season as a whole because there was a lot to say about the show as it's gotten a lot better for one reason or another. I would
We still
say,
complain though. We still
of
complain.
course, look, nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect, and there are reasons to complain about some episodes, and there's some reasons to praise the episodes, right? But yeah, think about that. Where you would put it? Would you say then a 7.5? Would you go that high, or would you go
Oh,
7?
I'd say it's a soft 7. It could be depending on how much you want to really think about it. It could be better, it could be not better. So I'm sticking with a 7, a nice
Okay,
rounded
so you stick
soft
with me in the
7.
7 out of 10. Okay, fair enough.
The 7 of a consistency of yogurt, you know?
Okay, and the yogurt joke is of course reference to the episode, right? So if you don't get that, watch the episode, you'll understand. But yeah, I guess that's basically it for the white hole. Like as a finale, maybe that's another kind of a critique of this is as a finale, there's not much to really talk about outside of like the little jokes here and there. Like there's nothing much more to really. I mean, we know that Zoidberg would make a great alien villain.
Yeah, that was a
Like
kind of a weird reference, wasn't it? Just like randomly like monster alien
well,
versus
he
Leela.
got so hungry and he just wants to eat and eat and eat, and then suddenly it's just so anticlimactic because he finally just goes into dust. Right?
Yeah.
So I feel like that could have also been a really good episode in the future, but they've actually kind of tackled that beforehand with Murder on the Planet Express. So it's one of those.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
but that
don't
wasn't
need to
wasn't
repeat it.
Zoidberg. But yeah. In any case, yeah, I guess we'll finish it off there. Do you have anything more to say about the white hole?
I'm gonna agree with you that it was kind of a bit of a lacklusting kind of end of season or mid-season. What would you even call this? It was just the end of the 10 episodes. It was just
Yeah,
kind of a
into the
like,
10. I
oh,
mean,
that's
kind
it.
of mid. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, kind of a mid episode, but yeah. Other than that, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Still
yeah,
enjoyable. Still enjoyable, but
still
just
enjoyable. Definitely worth a
wasn't
watch.
a
It's just
spectacular ending to this season.
yeah. Although coming from a really good season, honestly, coming from a really good season, just not a very strong ending, right? But like I said, if you liked All the Way Down, you'd like this episode. But yeah, I guess we'll finish it off then. So thanks again, Mitchell, for joining me. And yeah, as always, we'll see everybody next time for one more longer spanning episode or video discussing like the season as a whole. We'll get into a little bit more maybe a bit more specifics about what we liked about the season and why it was better. And yeah, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, all the fun stuff if you like talking all things Futurama. And yeah, we'll see you later, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, see you later. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.